I'm Sean Lambert, and today we're going to start a new campaign. This one is going to be a quick, short scenario, and it is the Road to Karelia scenario. Oops, wrong button. So there are two Leningrad Army Group North scenarios available. I believe Road to Karelia is only available through the DLC, but it is the better of the two scenarios as far as I can tell, simply because it allows you to play with the Finns. So in this scenario, it is Army Group North plus the Finns. So it's a really interesting scenario in that you get to play in Finland for once. So this is the one we're going to be playing, and we're still in the beta patch. So we're going to try playing with the reduced retreat attrition and combat delay effects on. So we'll see how that works. Everything else I'm going to leave standard. Yeah, this is all standard stuff. So none of that is changed, and we'll kick off Road to Karelia. And we'll call this Road to 2024 Karelia, because I did play it last year. So the situation and we're playing against the Germans, Germans and Finns. The Axis. The capture of Leningrad is one of the three strategic goals of Operation Barbarossa, and is the main target of Army Group North. The German plan calls for capturing the city on the move, with the 4th Panzer Group advancing to establish a supply line for the following infantry forces that will be needed to support the assault on the city. The mobile forces must then cut off the Soviet supply lines into the city, isolating the defenders. The German infantry must concentrate its strength for the main assault on the city's fortifications. Finnish forces are expected to enter the war soon and support the isolation of Leningrad. The Soviet forces must delay the German advance as long as possible while constructing fortifications to defend the city and its supply lines. So this is the area of the map we are concerned with. And there are kind of two major routes that you can take to make it to Leningrad. What I tried last time, and this, for all intents and purposes, this did not work at all. What I tried last time was taking the single rail up north to Riga, getting all that repaired. Riga takes a super long time to repair because you can't commit construction battalions from the whole map, which is what I normally do when I'm playing the Grand Campaign. But in this scenario, it's a little bit different. So you can't do that, which kind of stinks. But then I followed essentially this rail line up here. So I was using not the northernmost one, but the one next to that, the one that comes out to the east of the city, went all the way up there through this airfield and walked my way up to Pskov. Pretty easily got there. I got here basically turn 4, I think, and that was not a problem. But then all of a sudden, I didn't clear out the left, and I had people cutting my supply lines, and on the right, I wasn't pushing fast enough, because my whole concept was to hold back huge amounts of reserves and then rail them up once I took Pskov. But what I wasn't thinking about was I would need troops to hold the left. So my plan this time is to be a little bit more direct. And yes, while I want to take Riga as soon as possible, because it does take a long time to repair, and it is kind of the road to the north, I'm not going to commit that much more than a corps or two. And my main thrust is going to come right up the double rail, and we're going to try going that way. The main reason for that is because then you can send off units to take these 2 victory points on the right and on the right over here. So then you could theoretically have all of these victory points, even if you don't get Leningrad, and have a chance at a minor victory, although I still don't think that's necessarily possible. On the side of the Finns, you got to get over to basically to this point here. You can't cross the Svir River, so you can't get that. And you can get this city here, but you can't get into Leningrad itself. There's like an invisible wall. So the best you can do is take those places. Now, there's also this city here that's a victory point. So that one is very possible, and I didn't even really make an effort to take either that or up here at Tallinn. So I think that this time I'm going to focus on a more direct assault and then commit a corps, maybe 2 corps, to the left to clear out the Baltics. And to do that, obviously first you have to deal with your air directives. So there are a lot of preset air directives, and for the most part I think they're fine. I don't know if you really need to do this recon, so I'll turn that off. But the rest of these are pretty much fine to do. And air is not a really big component in the early part of this campaign because you quickly outrun the range of your airfields. That's the biggest problem with your air is like you need to kind of get your supplies in order so that you can bring up your air, but it's not that easy to do. So I'll just go with the default air orders because I don't really know any better. I assume that at least we're attacking all of the obvious places. Doesn't seem like, where's this Rautenberg? I mean, it seems like we could be attacking Polotisk. I don't know why we wouldn't do that. Maybe we could do that on turn 2. It's probably fine. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about the air. I think the default setting is probably fine. It's not great, but it's fine. It kills 500 planes. 500 to 1,000, so it's not that bad. Okay, so now we have to organize ourselves on the ground. And the most important part of this, of my changed strategy, is going to be this double rail line. So I want to get to, basically I want to get up here across the Dugava River pretty much as quickly as possible. But I also want to take Riga on turn 1. So, I mean, a lot of goals to meet, and I'm not sure I have the force necessary to do both of them. So with that, let's see what we can do about clearing out this stuff here, because this can be very annoying to clear. And I think what I'm going to use is the 254th Infantry Division to kind of blast a hole. This 125th Rifle Division is pretty weak, so I should be able to take that out with just this guy. This one's a little bit stronger. So I'll try a deliberate attack on this while I'm strongest. Okay, that worked. Oh, okay. Try just deliberate attacks just to get it open. And that's pretty much all this guy can do. But that's enough. I mean, that's really what I wanted him to do. So the idea of using that unit is you start opening stuff up with the back units first, because they're not going to make it too far anyway, and they're going to be able to sit in your territory and hopefully get back up their combat prep pretty quickly. I also want to check and see if we start as, where's our army? It is assault. Okay. I just want to make sure that they do start with assault on. Can I also put 18th Army on assault? I don't have enough admin points. Okay, I'll do that next turn. Let's see. If I go up here, I probably can attack at least one more time. I don't think that they can win this fight here, so I'm not even going to bother with that. And they can't advance any further. So they were able to clear out 4 hexes. That's a pretty good job from a single infantry division. Now, I could have been more efficient and split them up into regiments there, probably. But it wasn't necessary. I don't think it was necessary. So this unit here, I do want to clear out with a full infantry division, and then I'm going to split. So the question is, where do I attack from and with what? I think First Corps is going to just be responsible for clearing out the left here, maybe. Let's see who we have. Maybe I'll do the 26th Corps to do everything. So I'll have the 217th Infantry Division kind of clear out this little pocket here. The question is, can I do that with just 2 regiments and then save a third? How close to his limit is he? He could probably do that. So let's try just doing 2 regiments. So I'll use the 3rd and the 2nd regiment. And we'll pop him with a deliberate attack. That routes him. And then what we can do with these guys is we can kind of split them. So 2nd regiment can attack here. And then move up. Attack here. And move up. Attack here. And now this guy is isolated, so he won't fight quite as hard. So we should be able to just hit this with a single regiment. Let's see. Yeah. So that routes them. Now we're going to take a similar approach here by isolating him. It is probably fast to go this way. We're going to clear that out no matter what. Might as well move here. And then with these 2 guys, we can pop them with a deliberate attack. Now we still have some movement points left on 1st Regiment. So we can use him to clear out a path. What is the best path here? I guess this terrain. Here and here. And that's pretty much all he can do. So now 61st Division, we're going to probably have to split him up as well. So let's first, I think this tank division is pretty weak. I don't think we'll need to worry about him too much. But essentially we're racing for this this victory point here eventually with this corps. So they're going to go all the way up and around up to here. This is going to be our left flank corps. So we do want them to be relatively high morale when they get there. Alright, so he doesn't have an assignment yet. Do you just want to walk him forward by 1 hex, I think? So I think 291st ID will send up the road here because they've got a bunch of movement points left. We could even send them, yeah. Wonder if it's faster to go cross country like this. Let's try that. It's a mechanized division. Pop that. The idea here is I'm trying to clear out a route for my mechanized force to take. Because actually going along this rail line is pretty movement point inefficient. Except for the fact that you do have to cross a river here, which kind of sucks. Maybe just going along the rail line is better. I don't know. I thought maybe you could do it faster this way, but basically costs you an extra movement point to get over the water. Well, we can go up to there at least. Then they'll be in a good spot. And this tank division won't be able to do squat. Alright, so now what we need to do is to move this guy up into Memel and split him into his regiments. And we're going to have to use one regiment to clear a path. So it's 8. Why is it so expensive to get there? They should still have plenty. And this guy has to go the furthest. I don't think I planned this one out properly. Well, we can at least isolate him and then attack him with these two. There we go. That solved the problem. Okay, so then eventually we can have our security unit clear these 3 hexes and get adjacent to this tank unit so that it can't escape. We can get in there even. Wow, okay. So we do want to move up the core at least here for now. We can have the security unit come up and clear this stuff out, I think. You can do one or the other. So let's have him clear out these hexes here, because we want to connect this relatively rapidly. Alright, so now we do have first corps, but I think first corps is going to have to use their movement points to work on pocketing this stuff here. The problem is these swamps here mean that if you want to go for a big pocket, kind of come up into Lithuania here and go across this way, which you can do a straight line like that. And that's kind of my plan, is to just try to get to this hex here adjacent to the river. If I can get over the river, that's great, but my goal is to get here, and I don't know if that's even possible. While also taking Riga. I mean, that seems very difficult to do. Alright, so what do I want First Corps to do? I kind of want them to take this town. But at the same time, I could... How full is he? I could split one of his units up. So this guy could come up to here. Kind of clear out the terrain. And even clear out that town. Just because it's just a single brigade there. So now theoretically I can get my panzers up to here with basically no worries. Can I get all the way into there? Probably not. Okay, so I want to deal with both of these threats. So I want to have one regiment take out this tank division here. And then move those guys over into that pocket. Yeah. I guess I might as well try the regular. Oh, that backfired. Oh, he's not isolated, that's why. Oh well. That'll get him out of there. And then I guess I might as well clear out as much of this terrain as I can. And then we can have this regiment push these guys off to the right. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. But I think this is as far up as I can get infantry. I think anything else would have to be mechanized. Yeah, let's just take a peek and see if there's anything over here. Doesn't seem to be, so that's good. Okay, so then the rest of the corps I can commit to the assault on the right here. But I think this kind of opens up what my plan is. So to take Riga, what you have to do is you have to get up into this forest hex here and attack it from the east. And in order to do that, you obviously are going to have to use mechanized divisions because you got to get over 2 rivers and into really rough terrain. So you need a lot of movement points to get into this heavy woods hex. I wonder if it's faster to go that way. Probably not, because you got to move through the zone of control. Alright, well, let's see what kind of repair work we could do. I think we want to commit the repair to the double rail. Alright, maybe we just do our breakthrough now. Alright, so from a breakthrough, if our goal is to break through here, kind of want to do it from something like this hex. Just hit a bunch of... Oh, wait. Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that. Oh. I was trying to click on the guy above him. Yikes. Okay, well, that was wasted. But I guess the 32nd Division will have to do all the work for him. Alright, so he should be able to take that, no problem. This needs a deliberate attack. Clear the rest of these out. And then we can come up here. That. This. Alright, now we got a nice big area to drive our tanks through. Get some more surrenders here. Route that AT brigade. Yeah, you got to make sure you get past that town. You don't want to sit in it. I do really want to cut this off. Maybe we'll use an SS division for that. I'm not sure. Two corps is pretty full, but we can split this one into regiments, I guess. Just for purposes of clearing this junk out here. Across the river here. The idea behind this is to make sure that they can't escape with these forces at the bottom. But I don't know if that's going to be true or not, because I don't think they can make it past that all that easily. So let's see if we have enough pop to take out this mechanized division. We do. Only because it's turn 1. On turn 2, that would not have happened. Alright, well, that's really looking quite good. We've got at least 5 divisions pocketed there. And I don't think they can make it out. But I also can't make it to this hex here. I mean, obviously this guy can make it here, but I do kind of need someone to go up to Riga. But I think it's going to have to be a panzer division. So then the rest of 253rd Infantry Division could clear out this pocket here. Let's have them do that. So we'll get in behind them. A single regiment could probably do it. But let's isolate it first, just to get the advantage. Wow, they held against the... Is there a river there? Major river to the northwest, northeast, minor river southeast and southwest, so no. They're just really strong. Well, they ain't going nowhere. So we could hit them again with a double attack. That should do it. Yeah. Oh, Oh, that's a very strong rifle division. Yeah, I definitely want to isolate this if I can, this whole area. Just interested to see what this will do if I just drive right across here. I wonder if I could do it with just a motorized regiment. This might backfire, but I want to find out what happens. Okay, so he's 34 to there. I don't want to move those guys around if I don't have to. That'll open up that. I think I can do it. So that's clear. I do have to kill a unit here. Most unfortunate. What I'm trying to do is pocket everything in here and make sure it dies. So I want to hold that hex if I can. Then we want to try to pocket everything else without moving it. That's my main concern, is I just don't want to move anything. Let's go to here. Try going down this direction. So I think this is clearer. It's clear. 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 Boom. Now this is isolated. Okay. So 2 regiments could do the job to isolate that whole thing. Now it doesn't mean that it'll stay isolated, but it's a good start. Okay. What I don't want is them to just race on out of there. Because now that it's pocketed, I don't think they can get out. Okay, so the next big target is Riga. So we do Riga, and then next turn we try to close this pocket. And have 1 corps go up there. By 1 corps, I mean, it's actually the 26th Corps that'll be handling it, but 1st Corps probably will head up to Riga next turn. Because they're going to be in charge of clearing out the Baltics. All right. All right, So what we want to do with our repair guy is start repairing this double rail. Because that'll get us into the enemy territory faster than going the other way. Right, so with the Panzer Division now, 28, 29 to there, but I think that's slower. I don't know. 2, 14 to there. Alright, and then I want to bring a second Panzer Division up, or a motorized division or something. I'm always scared of undercommitting to this attack. So I sent 2 Panzer Divisions at it, which is probably overkill. But you see, even there, that's only 6.5 to 1. It's not like they absolutely stomped that. That's like a pretty near victory. So it is worth it to send 2 Panzer Divisions up there. And you get them back. I mean, next turn they can do more fun stuff, but I think that it's worth it to take that on turn 1. And your motorized divisions can do the fun pocket stuff. So now I guess what we want to do is kind of want to cut this all the way off. Make sure those divisions definitely can't escape, but I mean they are isolated there, so they're not going anywhere. Maybe I just start getting defensive. Try to start building a wall up here. Could take that air base, but I don't think there's anything there anymore. I could take this rail line, but it'll be easier to do it on turn 2, I think. So let's just position our forces along the rail line, so that then we could push east next turn, like direct east. So we're going to sweep it. Maybe with one or 2 corps along this line, and then everyone else will come up the main line. So we could start clearing out the main line, or we could wait another turn to do that. I don't know which is best. I don't think these guys will have very many movement points. Just guessing. It's not that much more the infantry can do, though. I'm almost tempted to just end the turn right here and see what happens. But I do think I should seal this off a little bit better. So let's seal it off with the rest of that division. We are eventually going to need to push down the middle of this too, to separate it into 2 mini pockets. But the priority will be to push over that way. Obviously, we're going to have to build a depot here. So for now, it's going to be low priority while things repair. We'll priority repair that. We'll priority repair Riga. Could use a lot of stuff there. We'll assign some construction units to this. I guess we'll steal 2 cores. It doesn't really make a huge difference if you assign construction battalions or not. I think you actually have to assign like 10 for it to really make a difference. But I would like to seal this top part a little bit better. Don't know what to do that with though. Let's have Luftflotte 1 move there. Should move back there. Move here. I need my, yeah, there we go. It's funny that it's so much easier to get there. Almost get that in like a mini little pocket. If only I just had like a cavalry division, that would be super nice. Oh, I do have a panzer division. I could use that. I could keep pushing up this way, even further. Go for the fast push on the left. That'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I have another motorized division and I have another Panzer division. Well, let's try doing it with the motorized division. So we can get up to here. Break down. have one regiment isolate it. So those guys can't get out of there now. And maybe we just start clearing out the pocket a little bit. I don't know. We could get to here pretty easily. And then I want to put a regiment up here at this rail line intersection. Because I'm a little worried that they'll be able to get some troops out that way. Just scouting around, basically. I don't see anything scary there. 3rd Regiment can come. Maybe I put them like right here. There's a little bit of a gap there now. I probably want to narrow that gap that direction, if anything. Maybe even come up all the way to the river and come around them. I wonder if they could take this. No. Didn't think so. But at least they got a bridgehead now. It'll make the enemy want to try to push them out of there, which is good. Alright, we could save the 8th Panzer for the next turn. Or we could have them take out that town. You know, and then launch our attacks from up there. Since we have the bridgehead. I think we might as well take it, right? Because now we have a really good bridgehead. Now conceivably on turn 2 we can push for Veliki Luki. That would be kind of fun. So there's some rail repair that we're going to eventually need to do, but nothing major. On the left side, at least. We got pretty lucky. I do want to move at least an infantry division up into Kalunas. Maybe I'll just move this whole core up there. Yeah, I'll leave this guy here. You can use security guys to kind of clear out random stuff that we need to clear out. Get them there. Because they can clear that pocket next turn. Same with this guy. He can work on pocket clearing operations next turn. Actually, he might be pushing next turn. The SS could get all the way up to here. I don't think they can cross that river, though. Do I have another security unit that I could just plop in behind that? Put these guys there. So I want them to be hard stuck there. Guess we might as well open up this rail line. It could be useful. And then we'll get these guys all the way up to here, so that they're ready to cross next turn. The rest of the army, I could probably push them up to the limit up here. So we start pushing everything upwards. Second Corps. Oops, that's not who I meant to move. Let's move you guys back to here. And I move 2nd Corps here. 16th Army here. Yeah. This corps. I guess here. There. That works. What could I do with Totenkorf? Well, I think I'm just going to get them up to here, because this is where the bulk of the enemy forces are going to be. So we might as well clear that out to start. can't possibly do both. Unfortunate. So I guess in that case we'll just focus on one. And I think that's everyone. I think I moved all of them. So I guess Danzig is my national supply source. I thought Königsberg was. I guess they both are. All right. That should work. I do have one AP left, but I think I'll save it. Don't see anything I would need to do with it. Because I built that depot. Riga's got a depot. Yeah, I don't think I need to do any more depots with it. Oh, actually, I could start a depot here. Yeah, I should do that, actually. Got to put that down to a 1 until it gets repaired. Same with this one. Put it down to a 1. Gotta get those rail yards repaired first. Alright, I think that's a pretty damn good turn 1. We got a nice little pocket down here. We got a bridgehead. And we're pretty well set up to do our main strategy, which is trying to pocket everything we can over in the Rzhev forest area. And I think that should work. We just kind of want to be able to seal off this whole area, because I know from experience that this area along this river line, they have nothing to start with. Everything is in this little area near Veliki Luki. They've got a ton of units over there. And there's like 1 or 2 armies that are designed to kind of hold this double rail line. And if you could pocket them early and kill them, then you don't really have any problems on your right flank. So then you're just worried about pushing up on the left and the center. So the idea is to pocket them as quickly as possible. And from there, then I move on to doing Pskov. But while I'm doing this pocket on the right-hand side, hopefully the rest of the army is pushing up, and we can hold a line that's kind of Riga to Veliki Luki, while a corps or 2 pushes up along the coast and takes Tallinn. I always say that. I think it's pronounced Tallinn or something along those lines, but regardless, I will be pushing up with 1 or 2 corps into these 2 victory points, which is going to take a while. And then with everything else, I'm going to be pushing along the double rail, trying to keep the flanks clear as possible so that there's nothing in the middle, there's nothing on the right, and then the left is going to be pushed by 1 or 2 corps. And then hopefully that'll let me get up to essentially this Pskov to Staraya Russa line pretty quickly. Because if I can get up onto this line here, maybe even as far as Gudov and Luga. So if I could do Gudov, Luga, Novgorod by turn 10, then Leningrad is possible. Difficult, but possible. Alternatively, if this push on the left goes really well, I could just shift forces around and try to attack on the Narva line, but that can always be tricky. So we'll see what happens. We'll quickly end the turn, see what the Germans, what the Soviets do. Do I have auto air on? I might have auto air. Oh well. I don't really enjoy playing air as the Germans anyways, so that was dumb if I did have auto air. I didn't want to transport anything this turn. I wanted to do it next turn. Very specifically wanted to do it next turn. They somehow managed to lose another 100 planes. That's incredible. Why are they supplying their pocket? That's crazy. Why would they do that? Alright, let's see what they did. They broke out of that encirclement. Fuck. Oh, they didn't break out of this one though. There's no getting out of that. And these guys are dead. So that's good. It's just sad to see this one get broken. I should have moved a guy up here. Because that hurt my movement points. But I can always have them rest a turn if I have to. It's actually not that bad. It could have been worse. I should have sealed this, though. That was a mistake. But I'd rather have them going that way, to be honest. That's actually relatively good for me. Alright, so next turn what we're going to try to do is pocket Veliki Luki and get up to the Pskov line. Get up to this hex here. If I can cross the river somewhere, I will. But we'll have to see about that. Doing turn 2 Pskov is actually doable, but it's not really my goal here. So that was a pretty interesting turn. All right, well, till next time. See ya.